Good morning, Bob. How are you, sir? It is currently just you and I, but welcome to the ops room. Um, this space has been created as a kind of Q&A for people. I see a lot of people uh, scared to ask questions or asking AI questions and getting complicated or inaccurate answers that they're not aware of. So I just thought I'd create a space where people could come and answer questions about tech and about GoHighLevel and about business operations to try and streamline things. So if you've got a question, you can type it into the chat or you can unmute and we can have a talk about it. No, that's okay. I have got a couple of questions from a lovely lady in America. So I can go through those if you're not that, Bob, or if you don't want to talk. So that's not a problem. Let me grab these. Alrighty, so Michelle has a specific question about GoHighLevel and their social media planner. So let me jump into an account where I can kind of demonstrate what she's talking about. Okay, let's share my screen. Okay, so you can see here, this is the social planner inside GoHighLevel. This is inside my white label up level. So it looks slightly different in terms of colors and aesthetic, but it functions exactly the same way. Now, Michelle's question is she's created recurring review posts, but they're not posting. So great question. The first one posted, but none have gone out since then. What's wrong? Have I made a mistake in my setup? Okay, so this is a great tool in GoHighLevel. You can connect your review platforms, so Google My Business or your Facebook page, and the system can pull the reviews from those sources and share them to your other social media accounts. Um, Let me set this up from scratch so you can kind of see what we're talking about. So we would go down the left-hand menu to email and socials. Then we go social planner and we go from the first page, which is the planner page, through to content. And then in this menu, we just come down here to review. And you can see we haven't got any posts found, but what this does is as I said, it's going to pull reviews from the sources that you've connected. So we choose our source. You can see that Facebook isn't connected for this particular account. It doesn't actually have a Facebook page, but we have got Google My Business. And so we're going to select that. If you wanted to connect Facebook, that's easily done just down in settings and then integrations, and then you would connect it there. Okay, so we're going to select our source, which is Google. We're going to go 5 stars. We don't really want to post a 1-star review. And then where do we want to share this? Okay, so again, this account only has a LinkedIn page, so it's going to go to LinkedIn, but you could share this to Instagram, you could share it to Facebook, you could share it to Twitter or X as it's now called. You can't share it to TikTok, you can't share it to Pinterest. But if you're going to be sharing to Facebook or to Instagram, you can choose whether it goes as a reel or a story, as well as just in the news feed here, which is where we're going to send it in LinkedIn. Maximum number of posts, so you can choose 1 to 5, and they're going to go every day, every week, or every month. So let's just go every week, and we're going to send these on a Thursday at 2 p.m., let's say. Okay. And so that's done. So once you select that, then you get to choose the background of your post. I kind of like this abstract one here. And then this is what the post will look like. So love to see the feedback we receive from our users. or something like that. And you can see we've got that caption is now visible on the post. You can see this is the background we chose, and this is what the format of the review that it pulls from Google or Facebook is going to look like. You can change this so it only has initials or no name, but we're trying to get social proof here. They've left a review, so you're well within your rights to publish their full name because it is already publicly available. I like Montserrat, so I'm going to change the font, and let's make that just ever so slightly bigger. Okay. You can change font color if you want. You can change the color in the box in the middle if you want. All of that, so that's kind of changeable. So you can customize that to however you want to see it. And then we're going to hit create post. And this is going to give us here, you can see our caption, you can see what the background look like, you can see the source, you can see the number of minimum rating that you want. We've gone for 5-star. It's going to do one post every week at 2 p.m. Now, that's going to fire later today at 2 p.m. And unless I get a new review, it won't fire next week. So once it's gone once, it will then only publish reviews that have been captured since it last posted. So this is great, but you need to be consistently capturing reviews in order for it to post every week. Now, that's not a problem, Michelle, because you've got the lovely reputation management system down here, so you can automate your review requests. Well, you can do them manually from here, or you could set up an automation to capture reviews. So that's why it isn't firing all the time, because it will only post after that initial schedule, it will only post new reviews. Okay, I hope that helps, Michelle. You're in North Carolina, so I'm not going to find out if that's helpful for a very long time. But we'll keep me posted. I'll share this video with you once we've finished. Bob, you're still there. Did you have a particular question or query that you wanted an answer to, or just jumping on to kind of see what the go is? Let me know. You're welcome to unmute and turn on the video at any point, and we can have a chat about what you've got going on. I do have a very vague question from Michelle. She's got sent me two, so I'll go through that unless you want to jump on, Bob. No, okay. Let's just check the chat. Yeah. And so Michelle's second question is a little bit unspecific, but that's okay. We can kind of go through it. She's asked why do leads go cold? Good question. It'd be great if I could to kind of talk it through with you a little bit, but I can kind of give you a bit of an overview and things that we can go around it. So when leads go cold, and I don't really like the word leads. Leads is fine if we're talking about a specific funnel or action. But let's just remember that people are people. So our leads, our contacts, our clients, our prospects, people that are just in our audience as opposed to people that are actively engaging with some kind of sales process. They're all just people. And people stop communicating with you because that's what we're doing when leads go cold. People stop communicating with you for one of 5 different reasons. The first one, pretty specific to the lead flow process, is you didn't establish a clear next step. So whether that's they've booked an appointment with you, or you've had a conversation with them, or you're exchanging emails with them, whatever that phase of your lead flow process is, there was no established next step. You probably heard the saying, book a meeting in a meeting. So that there's that concrete next action. If people are booking appointments using some kind of scheduling tool, which they can do inside GoHighLevel, then you want to, on that thank you page and in that first communication, first email that they get, really sort of solidify the logistics. So, when's the meeting? Where's the meeting? How are they getting to the meeting? Is it a Zoom link? Is it a telephone call? Who's going to call who? Is it a physical location? If it is, where do they park? What's the best road? Can they get the train? What's the bus stop? Whatever relevant information they're going to need they have to get that on the thank you page, and they have to get that in that first email or SMS confirmation communication. Okay, so all of that kind of logistic information. They then need to, I call it the 3 Ls. They then need to, it's really good if you go through what the load is. So remind them that what was the pain, what was the thing on their back that made them want to book that call in the first place, and what the lift is, what's going to be the benefit, what's going to be the positive outcome they'll experience from that conversation. So that's specific to scheduling some kind of appointment with people. But you need to establish a clear next step. The second reason people go cold is you waited too long and the moment cooled off. So maybe you took too long to reply to the text message or to the email communication or to the telephone call message. And this can often be fear-based. Like, people don't reply because they're scared they're going to be rejected, so that they don't make that step. So automating this reply step is often a really good idea. The third reason is that they just got busy. Life's pretty busy for all of us, and we've got distractions in our pocket all the time. So we have to make sure that they don't forget about us, and that is on us. Actually, a quick example of this is I joined their, what was it, on Instagram. I downloaded a PDF from someone on moving to a T because I'm very interested in moving to a T. And I received daily emails from them for 2 weeks. I never opened one, but I didn't delete them and I didn't unsubscribe. I then saw an email with the subject line, "Are you free Sunday?" And I thought, I'm free Sunday. So I clicked into it and it was an invitation to join a webinar. Time worked for me, so I signed up for the webinar and I attended the webinar. It was really valuable. So I was busy, but they didn't make it easy for me to forget them. They kept messaging me, not in an offensive amount. But your audience will dictate what that is. But they kept messaging me so that they remained front of mind, so that when it was the right time for me, I joined their thing. So I think that's a really good example of making it not making it easy to be forgotten. Just those and again, you can automate all of that stuff. The fourth reason that people go cold, whether this is in a lead flow process or anything else, is that you're too salesy. And if you take that outside of a sales context, it could just be you were too much. Too many emails a week, too many text messages a week, too. Have you ever been at a networking event and there's that person that's just so excited to be there, and they're a bit too much, and so next time you try and avoid them. That's the kind of fourth reason, that you're too much for them for where they are at that point. So people will go cold on you. And I suppose the fifth reason is you didn't have a system, which is pretty specific to my area of expertise, which I suppose is why I mention it. But not having a system, so not having a process you go through when people book an appointment, or how to follow up with people after an appointment, or how to approach people at a networking event, whatever the situation is. You can have some kind of best practice, or sounds really geeky and OCD to call it that, but there's best practice for how to have a phone conversation and how to go networking and how to do all of these things. And so having that system in place, in this particular example, it would be automating some communication, is going to make sure that people don't go cold on you. So I kind of hope that helps. Once you've watched this, Michelle, maybe send me back your specific example or your specific use case, and we'll see what we can come up with to go through that question. So it's a little bit more specific to you. But they're the 5 reasons that people go cold. No next step. You waited too long. Too salesy or too much. They got busy and forgot about you, and no system. So yeah. I can see Bob, you are still on the line. If you've got anything you want to go through, Bob, just raise your hand, type it in the chat, unmute, and let me know. More than happy to kind of go through anything you want to write around a bit. Right. So I suppose, let me see if I can find a couple of questions from my clients that they've recently asked. That might be of value to kind of share here. Yeah, yeah, okay. So this is a good one. And it's pretty relevant, I suppose, to the whole AI boom that's going on at the moment. Um, is the AI additions, are the AI additions to Go High Level any good? Yeah, yeah, they are. I find them very good. I think they're really useful. I think they're very accurate, but that does depend on how you use them. Let me give you an example of what I mean. I suppose the easiest example of this is the AI builder in automations. Okay, so here we are inside Go High Level, and we're in automation, so workflows. And we're going to build a new workflow. Um, and workflows are great, and automating is great, and I love the system that's in here. The downside is it can take time to kind of get all the pieces in place. And once you've got all the pieces in place, you then have to, add the email copy or the SMS copy, adjust the wait steps, put in your filters, all those kinds of things. So what the AI does really well is it builds the skeleton for you. So we could, and I suppose one of the ways that I use this is I'll be fleshing out some kind of automation or some kind of funnel. I do it on paper, and then I take a picture of that and I upload it to Claude, talk it through with an AI, brainstorm a little bit on how it can be optimized. And then at the end of that process, I say, write a prompt I can give to an AI tool to build this workflow for me. At which point it does that, and then I just copy and paste that in. Super, super easy. You can also dictate, which I quite like. I would like to build a workflow where the trigger is a contract signing. The email that is immediately sent sends a payment link, and I want there to be three follow-ups spaced 1 day apart until payment is made using that link. And then I'm going to hit stop. It's going to transcribe. I'm going to hit go, and then it's going to build the workflow for me. Now, I think this is a really now this isn't going to be perfect at all, but what it's going to do is it's going to build the skeleton for me. So I've then got my starting place. Okay, so it's asking me some really clever questions here. Here's contract signing recorded in the system. Uh, Now they're using Claude as the base for all the thinking. So it's really, really clever. It shows you all the thinking, which is nice. And then it's going to create that skeleton. So then I can jump in and add the specific copy that I want to use and choose the phone number I want to send a reminder from, or whatever that is. Specify the exact trigger that we want. If you say this is an appointment funnel, for example, then you'll need to specify which calendar, which person, which type of appointment's been scheduled. Um, didn't realize I was asking if it's such a complicated funnel. Normally, it's a little bit quicker than this, but that's okay. Um, Here we go. Let's change the name for us. And there we go. So here we have our funnel based on what was really simply what was it, a three sentence prompt. Now you can see there's a couple of gaps here. So a couple of errors. So form is any document size. So let's come here and we don't want form. We want document. And what we'll do is choose our status is signed and accepted. And then, so you see what I mean? It's built the skeleton, and I just come and add the specifics. And the template is a specific proposal. So, our investment advisor proposal. So once that's signed, we're going to send out payment request. And this is just an example. It's actually a slightly more efficient way to send a payment request. But this is what we would do. It's filled in the copy as best it can. So I can change this and play around with the signature and do what I want there. We're going to wait 1 day. Let's move this here. So we're waiting to see if our trigger link has been clicked. So we would need to create the trigger link. If it's been clicked, then we can check for the payment. Or maybe there's a slightly better way to do this. No, trigger link's going to be the way. Yeah. So it's going to check that. Then we're going to send our first reminder. So you can see you then just need to customize the specifics. It has got a little. So I don't want to use this if else condition. So I'm going to get rid of that. So there's my 3 days of reminders. Is it perfect? No. Is it faster than if I built this and then had to add the content? Yes. So make a use of it, play around with it. I like the fact that you can use voice. I find that people who aren't technically minded can describe what they want to happen using their voice much more easily than they can if they have to type out, the outcome. So have a play with it, have a look at it. It is very, very good. You can also, in our social media, let's come to an account with some socials in it. So if I go to content here, got a new post. Mine account. You can. There is now a paid for feature that you can get AI to create and schedule your social media posts, and then you just need to approve them. That does require creating a brand voice. So if I come here to brand boards, we've got our design kit, which is logos and fonts and colors, and then we have our brand voice, which is used for AI tools. Now, there's a few ways you can do that. One, you can just kind of write it in, or you can give it a URL to scan, and it will capture all of the information it needs from that URL. So if you've got a website that details your specific audience, has some blogs on it, so it can capture the tone of voice that you write within the blogs, all that kind of thing, then it will pull all of that through. You can, and this is the one that I quite like, is just capture all of this information here following just answering all of these questions. Now, there's a nice, easy way to do this. If you use AI consistently, you could, what's the best way? I suppose you could just take screenshots, take a screenshot of this section, and then take a screenshot of that section, and then so you capture all of the questions, add those screenshots to your AI tool of choice, be it Claude or ChatGPT or whatever, and say, I'm trying to create a brand voice to use with AI agents inside GoHighLevel. These are the questions that it asks. Please create, or please answer these questions based on our existing chat history, on all of the content and IP that I have. You can find it on this website, in this book, blah, 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 blah. You might need to upload some files or some PDFs, some lead magnets, whatever it is you've got. And then it will answer those questions based on its existing knowledge and whatever other assets you give it. And you should end up with something that captures you quite well. Would definitely recommend reviewing the answers that it gives you, playing around with it a little bit. But once you've got that, then you can just copy and paste this in, and then you have a starting point for your brand voice. I think an often forgotten thing is once you build, just like anything else you build inside a system like GoHighLevel or UpLevel, it's like a car; it needs maintaining. So once you've created your brand voice, as your brand voice evolves over 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, you will then need to update this to ensure it's accurate, to ensure it's saying the right things in the right way. If you change your niche, then you need to come and change your niche in here. If you start solving different problems, then you need to update the problems that you're solving. So this is an important, it's a great tool, but it's important that you look after it. Just like your car, if you fail to service your car, to put oil in it, to put air in the tires, its performance is going to go down and down and down, and it's going to end up costing you more time and more money than it saves. So AI tools, and actually any tool that your business use, is exactly the same. Unless you maintain it properly, unless you look after it, unless you're constantly giving it what it needs, it will start to perform worse, and it will end up costing you leads, clients, time, money. So by all means, jump on and use these tools that are available, but make sure you're staying on top of them. Where else have we got build with AI inside? GoHighLevel. Sure, you can. Maybe that's in the AI Studio. If you haven't seen it, there is an AI Studio. It's in labs at the moment. It's going to come out, I want to say next month. It'll be live in all accounts. And it's great. Important to remember, though, that it is going to eventually be a paid-for feature. It is currently free. GoHighLevel want you to use it and adopt it and go, this is amazing. And then they're going to start charging you for it. So just bear that in mind when you're building things with the AI Studio. It is going to be a premium feature. Okay, so it's not in the standard funnel builder yet, which is fine. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. But still no comments or queries from you, my friend, which is fine. It's not a problem. I hope that this has been of some value to you. It's just me talking at a screen at this point, but hopefully, you finding something of interest or use. What's the question? Okay. So, I mean, that seems to be all the kind of relevant questions that I've got to go through today. So, Bob, unless you've got something, my friend, I might call this session. No hand up, no chat. Alrighty. Okay. All right. Well, thank you to everybody that registered for this. Thank you, Bob, for showing up. Thank you, Michelle, for sending in those couple of questions that we went through at the start. I'll be doing this again next month on the last Thursday of the month. So look forward to speaking with you and seeing you again then. All right. Have a great day. And if you have any questions or anything in the meantime, you can always reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm always happy to help where I can. Thanks.